Hey everybody, this is Robert here for another Redneck review. This is part 2 of the Marvel Civil War review. This section is going to be a little bit different. I apologize for my last couple of reviews. They haven't exactly been professional. But this one I'm going to try and do a lot better. Alright, anyway, last time we left off we were on part 3 of the Civil War. And just so you know, I want to share one of some of my favorite pieces of art. These two pictures right here of Spider-Man on Captain America's shield. It was done by Michael Turner, the late Michael Turner. He died from cancer some years ago. But right here in this Thor picture right here, I really love those two pictures. They really inspire me. And this one, though I hate it, Captain America and Iron Man on opposite sides. Two good friends who were up against each other. I don't like that, but it makes a great story. Well, anyway, the last time we left off, Spider-Man had come out, Peter Parker had come out as being Spider-Man. And the press conference is going on there, but Tony Stark says to Peter, "Smile. You're bigger than Elvis right now." And then the conversation switches to Wakanda, where Black Panther and Reed Richards are talking about what's going on here, that he wants to know what's going on in America, and why Peter came out the way he did. And he tells him, no one guarded his secret identity more than Peter did. And the Black Panther says, "Do you think you're doing right here, Reed? Do you think this is something you should be doing?" And he tells him, this is law. We have to do this. If we don't do this, then the people are never going to trust us again. And he tells Reed, you're spending a lot of time with this. Piece of advice, call Susan. Go spend some time with your wife. And now they're just rounding up anyone who isn't going to sign the registration bill. So we have him going here. We have people from the registered resistance going and talking to Dr. Strange, the Wasp, and the Yellow Jacket. Go to try and talk to Dr. Strange. And he tells him he's not going to have any part of this. He's fasting until this is all settled. Tony Stark, in particular, goes to see the X-Men at this point, who are living on a preserve, because there's only 120 mutants left on the planet. But you see here that they're here talking, and apparently there was a thing between Emma Frost and Tony Stark. Not anymore, it seems like. And she tells him, this is, a human matter. This doesn't have anything to do with us mutants. And he says, are you saying you're not going to follow the law? He says, there could be a Holocaust. He says, do you really want to go there, Mr. Stark? When our Holocaust came in Genosha, where they killed a fleet of Sentinels killed thousands of mutants. He says, we didn't get any help from the outside world. Where were you when our babies were burning? It's really dead on. But she says, but we have no intention of interfering in your little civil war here. We will make this concession. As long as no mutants are harmed, we won't get involved one way or the other. And Tony accepts that, and he said, he wishes he had their support, but he has their word that they won't get involved. We switch over to a diner in New York, where we see Captain America, Hercules, Daredevil, and Goliath, one of the people that Henry Penn made a suit for and used his powers. They're all taking new identities or whatnot, so they can just keep going on and being heroes. They're in a diner, and they're telling each other that I can't believe we have to do this. We have to have secret identities now for our secret identities. It's really a sad moment. All of a sudden, they get a call that there's an attack out there in the city, and you see them all coming here and changing into their costumes, getting their stuff on, and we find out that there are green mirror chemicals. There's been an explosion. They're going to go save them. Well, right here, you see most of the resistance here. You have Cable, the Vision from the Young Avengers, Luke Cage, the Falcon, and they're wondering there's a fire, but no one's responded. And all of a sudden, he looks at the Green Mare Chemicals, a subsidiary of Stark Industries. And Cable goes, get out of here. It's a trap, it's a trap, it's a trap. And all of a sudden, Cloak and Wiccan, the two people who could teleport them out of there, who could get them out of there quickly, go down from tranquilizers. It's a trap by the Pro Registration, led by Iron Man, Miss Marvel, Hawkeye, Atlas, the Thing. I mean, this is just people. He says, of course. Iron Man comes to him and says, of course it's a trap. How else were we going to get you all in one place? And Captain America is really upset because he doesn't want to believe this from Tony. And there's a lot. The Thunderbolts are there. The Spider-Man, all these people. And he tells them, it's okay. We didn't hurt anybody. They were just tranquilized. The battle moves over to the whole area is being surrounded by a couple helicarriers, several SWAT teams, and a number of superhero people. So all this comes down to it, and you think it's getting ready to go into a big battle, but what happens? Iron Man tries to talk to Captain America. Captain America goes, your paymaster's going soft? He says, we didn't come here to arrest you, Cap. I talked S.H.I.E.L.D. into offering you one final amnesty. You mean a surrender. Thanks, but I think I'd rather take my chances. Spider-Man makes this great little point. He goes, come on, the only people who win here when we're fighting is the bad guys. It goes against every principle we've ever believed in. And Captain America, who's just going to be vicious to Spider-Man, says, don't talk to me about principles there, Spider-Man. How does Mary Jane like the Sandman knowing her address? And Iron Man, I've got to give it to Iron Man here, not just because he's my favorite hero, but he says, Cap, please, I know you're angry. I know it's an enormous change from the way we've always worked, but we aren't living in 1945 anymore. The public doesn't want mass secret identities. They want to feel safe when they're around, and there's no other way to win back their respect. You've known me half my adult life, Cap. You know I wouldn't do this unless I believed in with all my heart. We don't want to fight you, just give you a chance to tell our plans for the 21st century. Overhaul. And they go and they shake each other's hands, right here. And the helicarrier stepping in, he goes, you've got Cap tells him, you've got 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all I need. Alright, way to go, everybody's happy they figure they don't have to fight. But Captain America attaches something to Tony's armor. So Captain America was the first one to break the truce. Gotta give that one to him. And it short-circuits his entire armor, and the fighting just starts. It's an electronic scrambler, and he is just beating down Iron Man. Cap played dirty. While they're making their break to get out of the chemical, because they know the odds are against them. They don't want to hurt these people, but they can't help it. So it turns into this big fight between Goliath and Hank Pym. Stature, anyone who can grow, similar powers, strength versus strength, fight versus fight, and Hulk versus Hulkling. So I think he's just taking it out because he can never beat the Hulk. Alright. And Spider-Man, it jumps in to try and help Tony. In the midst of it, he's got this. If you didn't know this, this awesome red Spider-Man suit was created just for the Civil War. It's called the Iron Spider suit, and it has lots of cool features like the fightable spider arms and things like that, and the ability to go invisible. And Captain America and Patriot are like, where is he? Because it's going to be hard to see him now that he has that shadow feature. And he comes in there and just starts kicking the butt of Captain America. Iron Man, in the meantime, is trying to get his armor intact. And here we go. It's, round 2, Cap, round 2. And Hercules and everyone's trying to get to Cap because Iron Man is just taking it to him. He tells him, you're wasting your time, Steve. This armor has seen every punch you've ever thrown. I'm not even moving my arms. We're just going to he's knocking the snot out of Captain America. Anyway, He goes, out of my way, you traitorous filth. You know, talking to a She-Hulk who came to the side of Iron Man. I don't know why specifically. Why some of these people are in here. All of a sudden, Hercules gets struck by a bolt of lightning. Everyone is, you know, going on. What the heck? What the heck? My God, Ed, it's Thor. Thor had been dead in this universe up until this point for right now. Well, that's the end of part 3. And we move on to part 4, and everyone is just shocked that Thor is here. And sort of afraid. They're wondering what's going on. And he goes, "There's no the danger would." You know, he tells them, "We were so glad you fought your dead. The danger would be to them if I wasn't." And you see him throwing the hammer, and he tells him, you know, he's basically on the side of registration. There's a reason for that, and it becomes clear later. Iron Man is trying to make one more final approach to Captain America, saying, you know, look, if you surrender right now, I'll get you medical attention. He's still trying to make an effort. And, you know, he comes up, he tells him, no, there's no way, I'm never going to lose to some pampered punk like you. And he creates goes through and does this sonic weapon that basically incapacitates all members of the resistance. And, you know, non-human type Richard, all of a sudden he thinks, okay, we've managed to round up the people of the resistance. And the person who comes to, all of a sudden, Hercules comes up and throws a tractor trailer at Iron Man. The middle of this creates a huge explosion, lots of chaos. In the ensuing battle, Mockingbird comes through and it wakes up everybody. It breaks the sonic weapons control. They manage to make one final leap to try and escape. And Hercules is just taking it to Iron Man at this point, knocking through his armor and everything like that. And Falcon is sent to go grab Captain America, who is badly damaged, badly hurt in this position. Goliath and the rest of the people that he's with are trying to get there too, trying to get there. They're being attacked by Cap Killers. Those are S.H.I.E.L.D. agents who have specific armor created by Tony Stark in order to fight superheroes. And it comes down between Goliath and Thor. And this new Thor takes an entire blast through Goliath with everything he's got supersized. And it just impales him. They can't even switch him back. His body is so shocked with this that he can't even return to normal size. And everyone's like, Thor just killed Goliath. There's no way that that's him. Falcon tells everyone, apparently he's the second in command, fall back and regroup. We've got to get out of here, or we're all going down. And Thor tells him, you're all going down anyway. Now, he sends out a huge blast at them, and all of a sudden you see this invisible force field take on there. Sue Storm is here, and she says, get out of here now. She tells the resistance, you know, get out of here now. You don't need to do this. They're all ready to go. They managed to grab Wiccan and Cloak, who have the ability to teleport. So, in order to get out of here, Cable interacts with their mind and accesses their powers so they can teleport themselves out of there. As they're leaving, Falcon yells out to him, Susan, thank you. And all of a sudden, Reed Richards goes up to Thor, right here where my finger is, and tells him, you know, activate, you know, the activation code. And Thor just sort of falls asleep. We're wondering what's going on here. Everyone is just sort of shocked by this turn of events. Sue tells him, don't even speak to me, Reed. Don't say a word. Everyone is sort of baffled about how this all went down. And Spider-Man says, I thought you said you knew what you were doing, Tony. I thought you were doing this so no one else would get hurt. And we see the Watcher there. This is a sad moment. Anyway, it goes back to the secret lab of, what was one of the labs of the registration in Avengers Tower. We find out that the Thor that was sent to aid the Resistance was actually a clone. Iron Man, while they were at the Avengers, combed through his old couches, for skin cells and blood DNA of Thor in case he ever had to use them. And from that he created this clone slash cybertech monster called Ragnarok. The registration has crossed the line, and it's forcing a lot of people, including Peter, to wonder if they're doing the right thing. Anyway, back at the Secret Avengers headquarters, that's the name they're giving to the Resistance, Captain America is telling them, we've broken them on the side. They're running scared. People are leaving the registration left and right, and the rest of the initiative, the rest of the people in his resistance are wondering, we're not fighting. They tell them we're not fighting, bad guys anymore. We're fighting other heroes. We're being chased because we're the ones causing the problem. And Captain America says, well, if that's your attitude and you think that that's what we're doing, then go. I don't need you anyway. And they lose a couple people because they want to be able to go and help the people that they were supposed to. It's sort of sad because you want these people to stay and be a part of it, and fight for it. But I get what they're saying too. Anyway, Iron Man tries to do right by everybody and takes the responsibility of burying Goliath. He had to go through 57 burial plots because his body wouldn't slow down. And even in this moment, Tony is wondering if he's doing the right thing, when all of a sudden the mother of the little boy that he found in the church or whatnot that spit on him, she tells him, I'm so glad that you did this. I'm so glad that you're trying to do better, and I want you to know. There's this figure of this little Iron Man doll from her son. It says, my son loved you, and thank you for trying to make the world a better place. And basically the rest of the issue is a goodbye letter from Susan Storm to Reed Richards, that she can't be a part of this. She loves him. She'll always love him. Don't think of me as a bad wife, or worse, a bad mother. But I can't set this example for my kids. Now that they realize the numbers are strictly with the Resistance and they're having a little bit more trouble, Tony Stark comes up with another idea. He's going to initiate the Thunderbolt solution, which now they're going to be using villains to go and fight heroes. Alright guys, well that will do it for part 2 of the Marvel Civil War. Next time we're going to be doing 3 issues, so it's going to be a little longer. But all in all, thank you for listening.